The biting wind howled a mournful dirge across the desolate plains of Eldoria, a land etched with the scars of forgotten wars and whispered legends. Ancient, gnarled trees, twisted and contorted by centuries of unforgiving winters, clawed at the inky sky. The air, thick with the scent of pine needles and the metallic tang of blood, held a chilling stillness, a silence broken only by the distant, mournful cry of a lone wolf. This was the Blackwood Forest, a place where the veil between worlds thinned, where the whispers of the dead echoed in the rustling leaves. It was a land steeped in the darkest of histories, a land where nightmares walked the earth. Elara, a young woman with eyes the color of storm clouds and hair like spun moonlight, clutched a worn, leather-bound journal to her chest. Her journey through the Blackwood Forest was not one of leisure. It was a desperate quest for answers. Her brother, KAEL, a renowned historian and cartographer, had vanished within these chilling woods weeks prior, leaving behind only cryptic notes and a map marked with an ominous red X. Haunted by the chilling silence of his absence, Elara pressed on, driven by a desperate hope and a growing dread. Her determination, however, was not without its flaws. A lingering doubt gnawed at her, a sense of foreboding that whispered of a fate far darker than she could comprehend. The forest, in its vastness, seemed to hold its breath, waiting. KAEL, Elara's brother, was known throughout Eldoria for his insatiable curiosity and his uncanny ability to decipher ancient texts. His thirst for knowledge had led him to delve into the darkest corners of history, to unearth forgotten lore and unravel the mysteries of the past. He was a man of intellect, but also of deep compassion, his heart as vast as the knowledge he sought. Now his very essence was lost in the shadowy depths of the Blackwood Forest, leaving Elara to confront the chilling truth. The forest held secrets far more terrifying than any he had ever uncovered. He had delved too deep into the past, perhaps disturbing something best left undisturbed. A chilling fog, thick as a shroud, crept through the forest, obscuring the already dim light. It carried with it the whispers of forgotten gods and the moans of tormented souls. The air grew colder, the wind picking up, its mournful cries mirroring the anguish in Elara's heart. This was not just a forest, it was a living entity, a being of immense power and ancient malice. It had devoured countless souls over the centuries, its hunger insatiable. Elara felt the weight of its gaze, the chilling awareness of its presence, and a growing fear that she might become its next victim. The forest, a canvas painted with shadows and whispers, held a terrible secret, one that threatened to consume her very soul. The silence, heavy and oppressive, was punctuated only by the rustling of unseen things in the undergrowth. The air itself seemed to vibrate with a malevolent energy. Elara knew that KAEL's disappearance was not simply a matter of accident. There was something more sinister at play, something ancient and powerful that lurked within the heart of the Blackwood Forest. The chilling whispers of the forest echoed in her mind, their message clear. The forest held a terrible secret, and she was about to unearth it. She was now a pawn in a game far older than herself, a game where the stakes were not just her brother's life, but her own very existence. Her journey into the unknown had begun, and the darkness was closing in. The fate of Eldoria, and perhaps the world itself, rested on her shoulders. The Blackwood Forest, a suffocating expanse of gnarled ancient trees, veiled the world of Eldoria in perpetual twilight. Twisted branches like skeletal fingers clawed at a sky perpetually shrouded in a bruised purple haze. A chilling mist, thick as a shroud, clung to the damp earth, carrying the whispers of forgotten tragedies and the moans of tormented souls. The air itself seemed to vibrate with a malevolent energy, a palpable sense of dread that settled upon the soul like a shroud. Within these oppressive woods, the very fabric of reality seemed to bend and distort, blurring the lines between the living and the dead. Elara, a young woman with eyes the color of storm clouds and hair like spun moonlight, possessed a sharp intellect and a spirit as resilient as the ancient trees that surrounded her. Haunted by the disappearance of her brother KAEL, a renowned historian, Elara was driven by a fierce determination to uncover the truth behind his vanishing act. Her initial motivation was rooted in familial love and a desperate need for closure. She carried with her a worn, leather-bound journal filled with KAEL's cryptic notes and sketches, each page a piece of the puzzle she desperately sought to assemble. Her knowledge of Eldorian lore, passed down through generations, provided her with a foundation, but it was her unwavering faith in her brother's intellect and her own resilience that fueled her relentless quest. KAEL, a man of immense intellect and profound compassion, possessed an insatiable thirst for knowledge. His fascination with the forgotten histories of Eldoria had led him deep into the Blackwood forest, seeking answers to the riddles of the past. His meticulously crafted maps, detailed sketches, and intricate journal entries hinted at his profound understanding of the forest's secrets. His unique ability to decipher ancient texts and unravel the mysteries of the past made him a legend in Eldoria. Yet his very presence now felt like a ghost, a phantom echo in the desolate expanse of the Blackwood forest. He had a profound understanding of the dangers lurking within the forest, but perhaps an underestimation of the true horror it held. The villagers of Oakhaven, nestled at the forest's edge, whispered tales of the Blackwood's malevolent nature. Their homes, simple structures of weathered wood and thatch, seemed to huddle together for warmth, as if shielding themselves from the forest's chilling embrace. Fear and superstition clung to the air, mirroring the encroaching darkness. Their knowledge, though fragmented and often tinged with fear, provided Elara with crucial clues, warning her of the forest's dangers and the ancient evils that lurked within its shadowy depths. Their fear, however, was not unfounded. The forest had a history of consuming those who dared to delve too deeply into its secrets. Elara's relationship with KAEL was one of deep affection and mutual respect. They shared a profound intellectual connection, often debating the intricacies of history and the mysteries of the past. Their bond was unbreakable, a testament to their shared passion and the enduring power of familial love. Their relationship was more than just sibling love. It was a driving force, pushing Elara to uncover the truth behind KAEL's disappearance. Her determination was fueled by the image of her brother, lost in the shadows of the Blackwood forest. The forest itself, with its chilling whispers and oppressive darkness, seemed to mirror the growing despair within Elara's heart. A chilling wind swept through the Blackwood forest, carrying whispers of ancient rituals and the guttural cries of unseen creatures. Elara stumbled upon a hidden grove, its air thick with the stench of decay and a disturbingly sweet perfume. Carved into the ancient trees were symbols she recognized from KAEL's journal, but their meaning sent a shiver down her spine, a sinister pact, a forgotten god awakened. The forest itself seemed to groan, the oppressive silence shattered by a blood-curdling scream lost in the night. Elara, driven by the desperate need to find KAEL, set a clear goal: to unravel the secrets hidden within the Blackwood forest. Her first obstacle was the oppressive darkness itself, the forest seeming to actively resist her every step. The chilling whispers and the rustling leaves seemed to taunt her, each sound a reminder of the unknown dangers lurking within. She pressed on, guided by the cryptic symbols she'd discovered in the hidden grove, symbols that resonated with a chilling familiarity from KAEL's journal. Her determination was unwavering, fueled by a profound love for her brother and a growing sense of dread. The villagers of Oakhaven, though fearful, offered fragmented pieces of the puzzle. Old Man Hemlock, a wizened elder with eyes that held the wisdom of generations, spoke of a forgotten pact, a deal struck with a malevolent entity centuries ago. He warned of the consequences of disturbing the slumbering evil, consequences that now seemed all too real. His words painted a vivid picture of the forest's malevolent nature, hinting at a far more sinister force than she had initially imagined. This subplot of the ancient pact became a crucial element of the unfolding narrative. Elara, despite her determination, felt a growing sense of isolation. The forest pressed in on her, a living entity, its every rustle a menacing whisper. Her relationship with the villagers, though initially strained by fear, slowly began to shift. A young woman named Lyra, whose family had a long history of studying the forest's lore, offered Elara a lifeline, a glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. Lyra's knowledge of the forest's hidden pathways and her understanding of the ancient symbols proved invaluable. This subplot of the emerging alliance with Lyra became a crucial support system for Elara's journey. KAEL's journal, a constant companion, became a roadmap, a guide through the labyrinthine forest. However, the journal's cryptic entries presented new obstacles, each phrase a riddle that demanded her full attention. The journal entries revealed cryptic clues about a hidden chamber deep within the forest, a chamber said to hold the key to understanding the forest's secrets, and perhaps KAEL's fate. This subplot of the hidden chamber became a central plot point, drawing Elara deeper into the forest's heart. She encountered a series of increasingly perilous trials, each test designed to push her to her limits. The initial obstacles were not merely physical, they were psychological as well. The forest's oppressive atmosphere, the chilling whispers, and the growing sense of isolation threatened to break Elara's spirit. Yet she persevered, fueled by the hope of finding her brother and the need to understand the ancient evils that lurked within the forest's depths. The chilling realization dawned on her that she was not alone in her quest. The forest itself seemed to be testing her resolve, pushing her to her limits. She began to see the forest not as a hostile force, but as a silent participant in her journey. The chilling silence of the Blackwood forest was shattered by a piercing shriek, a sound that echoed through the ancient trees like a banshee's wail. Elara, deep within the forest's oppressive embrace, felt the ground tremble beneath her feet. The air, thick with the scent of pine needles and something else, something acrid and metallic, crackled with an unseen energy. The unsettling stillness that had previously held the forest captive had vanished, replaced by a palpable sense of dread. This was no ordinary disturbance. This was the inciting incident, the catalyst that would propel her quest into a maelstrom of danger. Lyra, her newfound ally, had vanished. Her last words, a desperate plea echoing in Elara's mind, painted a horrifying picture. A creature, monstrous and ancient, had emerged from the depths of the forest, its presence a terrifying manifestation of the forgotten pact. The cryptic symbols carved into the trees, once just puzzles, now held a terrifying significance. The pact, a deal made with an entity of unimaginable power, was being fulfilled, and Lyra was caught in its terrible grip. This unexpected turn of events created an immediate and overwhelming urgency. Elara's initial goal, finding KAEL, was now intertwined with the desperate need to save Lyra and prevent the fulfillment of the terrible prophecy. The villagers of Oakhaven, their faces etched with fear, recounted stories of the creature's terrifying power. They spoke of its insatiable hunger, its ability to twist reality itself, and its chilling ability to corrupt the very essence of life. Their fear, though understandable, now served as a driving force for Elara. She understood now that the forest was not merely a hostile environment, it was a living entity, a malevolent force seeking to consume all that dared to trespass upon its secrets. The villagers' warnings, once just rumors, now echoed with chilling accuracy. Elara, spurred by the urgent need to save Lyra, confronted a new and formidable obstacle: the creature's lair. Rumors spoke of a hidden chamber deep within the forest, a chamber guarded by ancient wards and traps. KAEL's journal, once a guide, now became a cryptic map, each entry a puzzle piece leading her closer to the heart of the forest darkness. The journal's cryptic entries spoke of a ritual, a summoning, a release. Elara understood now that KAEL's disappearance was not merely a tragic accident. It was a deliberate act, a part of the unfolding tragedy. The forest, once a place of mystery, now felt like a living, breathing entity, its every rustle a menacing whisper. The inciting incident had altered the status quo, transforming the forest from a place of contemplation into a battleground. ELARA'S goal was no longer just finding KAEL. It was about confronting the creature, preventing the fulfillment of the pact, and ultimately saving Lyra. The stakes had been raised, and the forest itself was now a battlefield, where every step was a gamble, every decision a life or death choice. The urgency was palpable, the air thick with the impending doom. The chilling shriek that had shattered the forest's silence had brought a wave of terror and urgency. Elara, driven by the desperate need to rescue Lyra, pressed deeper into the Blackwood forest, the air growing colder, the shadows more menacing. The forest floor, once a tapestry of fallen leaves, now seemed to writhe and shift beneath her feet, revealing hidden pathways and treacherous pitfalls. The creature's presence, though unseen, was palpable, a malevolent force that seemed to seep into the very fabric of reality. Her determination, however, was tempered by a growing fear. The hidden chamber, revealed through cryptic clues in KAEL's journal, lay deeper within the forest's heart. A chilling wind howled through the ancient trees, carrying with it the whispers of forgotten gods and the moans of tormented souls. Elara encountered a shadowy figure, a hulking monstrosity cloaked in darkness, its eyes burning with an unholy fire. This guardian, a manifestation of the forest's malevolence, stood as a formidable obstacle. The creature's presence filled her with a profound sense of dread, and she realized that her journey was far more perilous than she had initially imagined. Lyra's disappearance had created a new subplot, a desperate race against time. Elara discovered that Lyra was not merely a victim, she was a key, a conduit to the hidden chamber. A series of cryptic messages left by Lyra in her journal revealed a hidden language, a secret code that could unlock the chamber's secrets. This new subplot demanded Elara's immediate attention, further complicating her already perilous journey. The knowledge that Lyra held the key to the chamber intensified her resolve. A new character, a grizzled woodsman named Silas, emerged from the shadows. He had witnessed the creature's rise and the horrors it had wrought. Silas, though initially hesitant, offered Elara a crucial piece of the puzzle, a map, etched with symbols that seemed to pulse with an inner light. This map, however, was not without its dangers. It was a conduit for the creature's malevolent energy, a test of Elara's resolve. The map was not merely a tool, it was a living entity, demanding respect and sacrifice. The forest's environment began to shift, reflecting the escalating conflict. Twisted vines, thick as pythons, snaked across the pathways, their touch searing and poisonous. Ancient gnarled trees, twisted and contorted by centuries of unseen forces, blocked her path. The air grew heavy, thick with a chilling aura that seemed to drain the life from her very soul. The forest itself was now a participant in the conflict, a living, breathing entity determined to test Elara's strength and resolve. The inciting incident had triggered a cascade of consequences. The creature's emergence had shattered the delicate balance of the forest, unleashing a torrent of horrors. Elara, now burdened by the weight of her responsibilities, felt the pressure mounting. She understood that the creature was not merely a monster, it was a manifestation of the forest's dark heart, a consequence of the forgotten pact. The path ahead was fraught with peril, demanding not only courage, but also sacrifice. The forest, once a place of hushed mystery, now throbbed with a malevolent energy. The air crackled with unseen forces, the very trees seeming to writhe in anticipation of something terrible. Elara, burdened by the weight of Lyra's fate, and the looming threat of the awakened entity, pressed onward, each step a testament to her unwavering resolve. The escalating tension was palpable, a palpable dread that seeped into her very bones. The forest itself seemed to mock her efforts, its oppressive silence punctuated by the rustling of unseen things. The hidden chamber, the ultimate destination, loomed larger in her mind, a beacon of both hope and terror. The map, Silas's gift, was now a source of both guidance and danger. Each symbol on its weathered surface pulsed with an inner light, but also with a chilling energy that threatened to consume her. The map, once a tool, now felt like a living entity, demanding sacrifices and obedience. Elara realized that her choices were not merely about her survival. They were about the fate of the entire forest, the fate of Eldoria itself. Lyra's cryptic messages, once a source of hope, now seemed to taunt her with their ambiguity. The hidden language, the secret code, became increasingly complex, testing Elara's intellect and resilience. Each deciphered message revealed a new layer of the creature's plan, a plan that seemed to weave its way through the very fabric of reality. The stakes were escalating, and Elara realized that time was running out. The fate of Lyra, and potentially the world, rested on her shoulders. Silas, her reluctant guide, revealed a dark secret about his past, a secret tied to the very entity she was now pursuing. He had once been a part of the ancient order that had attempted to contain the creature, but he had failed, and now he carried the weight of that failure. His past actions created a moral dilemma for Elara, forcing her to confront the complexities of her quest. The escalating conflict between her desire for vengeance and the need for understanding threatened to unravel her resolve. The other villagers, once sources of fear, now became crucial allies. They shared fragmented memories, ancient prophecies, and whispered warnings. These fragments painted a terrifying picture of the creature's power and its ultimate goal. The villagers' collective knowledge became a crucial subplot, a tapestry of interwoven fears and hopes. Their stories revealed a terrifying truth. The creature was not merely a monster, it was a reflection of the darkest fears and desires within Eldoria itself. The rising action intensified, the tension thick as the forest's oppressive air. The creature's influence was spreading, corrupting the very essence of the forest. Elara's path was fraught with peril, each choice leading to new and unforeseen challenges. The escalating conflicts, the deepening subplots, and the increasing tension among the characters painted a vivid picture of the unfolding tragedy. The forest itself seemed to be holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable confrontation. The forest pressed in on Elara, its oppressive silence punctuated by the frantic beating of her heart. The air, thick with the scent of decay and something else, something indefinably sinister, vibrated with a palpable dread. She was nearing the hidden chamber, the heart of the Blackwoods' darkness, the place where the creature's power reached its apex. The approaching climax was tangible, a looming presence that filled her with both fear and a strange, desperate resolve. A major turning point arrived as Elara discovered a hidden passage, a secret corridor revealed only through the deciphered symbols on Silas's map. This passage, however, was not without its guardians. Ancient traps, sprung by the slightest touch, tested her courage and forced her to confront her own mortality. The traps were not merely physical, they were psychological, designed to break her spirit, to test her resolve. Each obstacle overcome brought her closer to the chamber, but also revealed a deeper truth about the forest's nature. Lyra's messages, once cryptic, now spoke with a chilling clarity. They revealed a hidden sacrifice, a necessary offering to appease the creature. The messages painted a horrifying picture, a ritualistic act that would either save her or seal her fate. Elara faced a terrible choice, a moral dilemma that tested the limits of her compassion and her determination. The weight of Lyra's fate pressed heavily on her shoulders, the choice becoming a life or death decision. Silas, her reluctant guide, revealed a hidden truth about the creature's nature. He had once been a part of the ancient order, tasked with containing it, but his failure had inadvertently unleashed the entity. He now carried the burden of that failure, and his presence added another layer of complexity to ELARA'S quest. His past actions and his current role made him a crucial figure in the unfolding tragedy. The escalating tension reached a fever pitch as ELARA encountered other figures, spectral remnants of those consumed by the forest. Their ethereal forms, haunting and tormented, spoke of the creature's insatiable hunger. These spectral figures, manifestations of the forest's past victims, became a terrifying chorus, their cries echoing the growing despair. Their presence served as a stark reminder of the creature's power and the terrible consequences of defying the forest's will. The final stage of the rising action brought a pivotal moment. A confrontation with a corrupted villager, once a friend, revealed a hidden betrayal. This betrayal, this unexpected twist, shattered ELARA'S trust and forced her to confront the insidious nature of the forest's influence. This turning point revealed a crucial flaw in ELARA'S plan, a weakness that the creature would exploit. The approaching climax now felt inevitable, the final confrontation looming larger with each passing moment. The forest, thick with an oppressive stillness, felt like a living entity, its every rustle a potential threat. ELARA, drawing strength from the fading light, moved closer to the hidden chamber, the heart of the BLACKWOOD'S darkness. The air grew colder, the shadows deeper, a palpable sense of dread settling over her. She knew the climax was approaching, a final confrontation with the awakened entity. Minor skirmishes with the forest's spectral guardians became more frequent, each a prelude to the inevitable battle. A minor subplot involving a hidden cache of ancient artifacts discovered within the forest's depths provided ELARA with crucial tools. These artifacts, imbued with forgotten magic, offered her a potential advantage. But their use came with a price. Each artifact held a power, but also a hidden consequence. ELARA had to weigh the potential benefits against the unknown risks, further complicating her already challenging journey. The discovery of these artifacts foreshadowed a turning point, a moment of decision that would shape the outcome of the climax. Silas, her reluctant guide, tested her resolve with a series of increasingly difficult trials. These tests weren't just physical. They were designed to uncover her true motivations, to assess her readiness for the final confrontation. Each trial forced her to confront her own flaws and fears, forcing her to make sacrifices and understand the true weight of her actions. The trials served as a crucial build-up, preparing her for the ultimate test. Lyra's cryptic messages, now deciphered, revealed a crucial piece of the puzzle, a hidden weakness within the creature's power. This weakness, a forgotten ritual, offered a potential path to victory. The messages, once a source of dread, now held a glimmer of hope. ELARA realized that her path to victory was not simply about brute force. It required a deep understanding of the creature's nature and its vulnerabilities. A minor confrontation with a corrupted villager, a former friend turned enemy, provided a crucial character betrayal. This betrayal, though painful, forced ELARA to question her alliances and her own judgment. It revealed a subtle but significant shift in the dynamics of the story, adding another layer of complexity to the approaching climax. The betrayal highlighted the insidious nature of the forest's influence and the dangers of trust in a world consumed by fear. The forest itself seemed to shift and change, its environment reflecting the escalating tension. Twisted vines thickened, ancient trees groaned under an unseen pressure, and the air grew heavy with the scent of impending doom. These subtle changes foreshadowed the climax, the final confrontation with the awakened entity. The forest, once a mysterious backdrop, was now a living, breathing participant in the unfolding tragedy. The forest pressed in, its oppressive silence broken only by the rustling of unseen things and the frantic beating of ELARA'S heart. The final obstacles loomed, each a test of her resolve, a culmination of the challenges she had faced throughout her journey. The approaching climax was palpable, a suffocating weight that threatened to crush her spirit. The final tensions were palpable, a silent scream echoing through the ancient trees, a final confrontation with a corrupted villager, a former ally now twisted by the forest's influence, tested ELARA'S ability to make difficult choices. This final test demanded a sacrifice, not just of resources, but of trust and understanding. The villager, once a source of comfort, now stood as a formidable obstacle, forcing ELARA to confront the insidious nature of the forest's power. This encounter served as a poignant reminder of the true cost of her journey. The hidden chamber, the ultimate destination, loomed larger in her mind, a dark vortex of power and despair. The final obstacles before her were not merely physical, they were emotional, testing her capacity for sacrifice and compassion. The chamber itself pulsed with an inner light, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness, but also a siren song, tempting her with false promises. ELARA had to choose between her desires and the greater good. Lyra's cryptic messages, now fully understood, revealed the ritual's true nature, a sacrifice of something deeply personal. The final challenge demanded a profound sacrifice, a sacrifice that would test the limits of her compassion and her love for her brother and her friend. The ritual, once a source of dread, now held a glimmer of hope. ELARA understood that her path to victory was not just about brute force. It was about finding the courage to make the ultimate sacrifice. The final tensions were further amplified by the villagers' collective fears and hopes. Their whispers, once fragmented, now formed a chorus, a tapestry of interwoven anxieties and desperate pleas. Their collective wisdom, their shared history, became a final testament to the forest's power and the fragility of human life. Their voices, though faint, carried the weight of the forest's history, a final warning of the dangers they faced. The final challenges converged, each narrative thread aligning to create a potent climax. The corrupted villager's betrayal, the hidden weakness in the creature's power, the required sacrifice, and the villager's collective plea, all pointed towards a single, inevitable confrontation. The forest itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the final act, the culmination of a journey fraught with peril and sacrifice. The finality of the moment was inescapable, the climax poised on the precipice of resolution. The air crackled with the final desperate tension. ELARA, standing before the hidden chamber, felt the weight of the forest's gaze upon her. The climax had arrived, a maelstrom of fear and determination. The creature, a manifestation of the forest's dark heart, emerged from the swirling shadows, its eyes burning with an unholy fire. The decisive confrontation was imminent, a clash between the forces of darkness and the remnants of hope. The chamber's entrance pulsed with a malevolent energy, mirroring the creature's power. ELARA, drawing upon the knowledge she had gained throughout her journey, confronted the creature, not with brute force, but with understanding. She invoked the forgotten ritual, the secret code revealed in Lyra's messages, using the artifacts she had discovered as catalysts. The ritual demanded a sacrifice that resonated with the deepest parts of her soul. The climax was a struggle, a battle not just against the creature, but against the darkness within herself. The corrupted villager, a final test, stood as a formidable obstacle, embodying the forest's insidious influence. This final confrontation was a turning point, a battle not only for ELARA, but for the very soul of Eldoria. Elara, with a strength she hadn't known she possessed, confronted the villager not with anger, but with understanding. In a moment of profound insight, she recognized the villager's suffering, the insidious nature of the forest's corruption. This resolution of the subplot brought a glimmer of hope, a moment of understanding in the face of despair. Lyra, appearing in a spectral form, guided Elara through the final stages of the ritual. Her ethereal presence, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness, reinforced Elara's resolve. The resolution of this subplot brought closure, a sense of peace amidst the chaos. The final act of the ritual, a profound sacrifice of a deeply personal nature, weakened the creature's hold on the forest. This act of selflessness was the key to victory. The creature, weakened by Elara's sacrifice and the villagers' collective plea, recoiled into the shadows. The chamber's energy dissipated, the forest's oppressive silence returning. The resolution of the main conflict was swift and decisive. The climax had ended, leaving behind a world transformed. Elara, though scarred by the experience, had emerged victorious. Her journey a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and understanding. The call to action was clear: to prevent further awakenings, to protect Eldoria from the insidious darkness that lurked within. Eldoria, though forever changed, had found a fragile peace. The forest, once a suffocating entity of dread, now breathed a fragile peace. The chilling whispers had subsided, replaced by a haunting silence. Elara, standing amidst the remnants of the battle, felt a profound sense of weariness, but also a profound sense of accomplishment. The events of the past weeks had irrevocably changed her, etching themselves onto her soul. The hidden chamber, once a symbol of terror, now stood as a monument to the sacrifices made. The artifacts, once tools of power, now lay scattered, their magic dissipated. The forest, though scarred, had found a temporary respite. The events of the climax had left an indelible mark, a reminder of the delicate balance between light and darkness, a reminder of the power of sacrifice and compassion. Elara's journey had not only saved Eldoria, but had also transformed her. The corrupted villager, once a source of fear, now stood as a testament to the forest's insidious power. His fate, a poignant reminder of the forest's influence, served as a cautionary tale for the future. The villagers, once consumed by fear, now held a newfound resolve, their collective wisdom a beacon of hope. Their experiences, their shared trauma, had forged an unbreakable bond, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Lyra, her ethereal form now a distant memory, had guided Elara through the darkest hours. Her spectral presence, though gone, left an enduring mark, a reminder of the sacrifices made and the bonds forged. Her guidance, her unwavering support, had been crucial in Elara's victory. Her memory became a source of strength, a reminder of the importance of compassion and understanding. Elara, forever changed by her ordeal, now understood the true nature of the forest and the forgotten pact. She carried the weight of her victory, the burden of responsibility for the future of Eldoria. The journey had not only brought victory, but also a profound understanding of herself. The events that transpired had brought profound growth, a change in perspective. The story concluded not with a triumphant fanfare, but with a quiet understanding. The call to action was clear. Eldoria needed vigilance, a constant watch against the encroaching darkness. The scars of the past were indelible, but they served as a reminder of the importance of unity, compassion, and unwavering resolve. The future remained uncertain, but Eldoria, scarred but unbroken, would face it together, guided by the lessons learned and the sacrifices made. The story ended, but the echoes of the Blackwood Forest would linger, a constant reminder of the darkness that could be overcome with courage and compassion.